there, Squirrel Army. How's it going? Today we're talking about Duskana, the Rage Mother.
You can join the Squirrel Army by subscribing.
Alright, the Rage Mother is 2 and 9 colors, so red, green, and white, 5/5. And when it enters the battlefield, you draw a card for each creature you control with base power and toughness 2/2. So you draw cards for bears, figuratively, and literal bears. Though they don't have to be 2 mana 2/2s. They just have to be base power and toughness 2. So when a creature you control with base power and toughness 2/2 attacks, it gets +3/+3 until end of turn. So, like, we can play a few things with this, but the thing that I feel like we kind of need out of this is evasion. Trample, flying, menace, anything. Literally anything we can get. Because this thing, it buffs things up pretty well, and that's alright. It does draw cards if you've got any 2/2s on the field, and its secondary effect is with haste effectively if those things can attack, which in theory they should be able to. And since they're now 5/5s, that's pretty good because they can actually get in combat and probably do something. But we have to find ways to give things flying, trample, menace, etc. Those sorts of things so that they can really do something in combat. Again, you could play things that just happen to have trample or happen to have flying that happen to be 2/2 base powers that don't, perhaps don't really do a whole lot because they're just too small or whatever else. So yeah, there are things that you could do here, I think. I'm guessing there's more that I can't think of, but still, there's always a million things that I can't think of when somebody tells me 50 things about a card that I've just looked at and gone, oh yeah, it does some stuff, it does some things, whatever. But whatever. And then you see somebody pull it off and they're like, oh, oh. So the thing here, though, I guess, is we don't want to run any 1/1s or 3/3s, 4/4s, or anything else for the most part, unless they are doing something else. We want to have as many 2/2s in a deck with this as possible. We want our mana dorks to be 2/2s if we're running any. I know some people don't run any. I don't know why, but whatever, that's them. I like running mana dorks myself, but I know some people don't agree with that, but I've gone through that before. But still, I think having those mana dorks and whatnot would be good for a deck like this as well, because again, you draw cards for those 2/2s, and then those 2/2s can get in for combat. So that's pretty alright. In fact, I don't know that there's that curse. I can't remember. I think the curse makes everything a 1/1 though. I'm pretty sure. So I don't think that works. Maybe there's one that I'm not thinking of because maybe there is that makes our stuff 2/2s. I'm not sure. But yeah, we could with base power and toughness. So we could actually run something like Elish Norn and some of those other sorts of effects, because they buff those things up. So if their base power and toughness is 2, then it works with base. Yeah, it says base power. So we could even put +1 counters on things and things like that, or run other buffs. So we don't necessarily need to just like hope that our 2/2s are 2/2s all the time. Like, yeah, we'll get them to be we can get them to be bigger, but as long as their base power and toughness is 2/2, then they get the benefit. So, yeah, obviously there's a few bears, and I'm sure that there's a few people that are just going to be in here, like, playing bear tribal and whatnot, and that's fine, like, again, but I think, I'm very much open to, like, if I was building this deck, building it in just with whatever, like, if it's a 2/2 and it's decently good or it helps us out in doing the game plan, then it's probably in. Like, anything you could think of. It doesn't matter if it's a bear, a boar, a banana, a monkey, whatever. Like, like obviously there's some better things, but again, like I think we're probably fine with like just what we're gonna get and that kind of thing. It doesn't really like affect us too much to you know, not run one tribe, like, or whatever. If you want to run, like, just janky Naya bears, cool. I know, but yeah, not every bear is a 2-2, and a lot of the 2-2 bears are pretty bad because they don't really do anything. Yes, you can make them 5-5s, but again, like, and you can draw cards for your 2-2s or whatever, but you can do that with anything. Like, so I guess it's the flavor of the card. People will just see bear and that's all they see, and then they go, oh, okay, well, it does say I want 2-2, so I'll try and stack it with as many 2-2s as possible. So, yeah, I think that's where most people will be at with this one. As for me, I'm probably not very interested in it, but that's just me. I do like the janky combats and whatnot. That's me as well, but still, I don't know. I want more ways that I know I can get a lot of really good 2-2s. And I don't know that there's that many good 2-2s. There's just too many other good things that are out there, like Beast Whisperer and things like that, that aren't 2-2s or whatever, or 2-3s or something else. They're not quite a 2-2. They have some other power and toughness or whatever, but they're almost a 2-2, so it's like, oh, but I really want to run this, so do I just have to run an enchantment version of it, or an artifact version of it, or do I just have to run a bad card, like, that doesn't really, help me with what I'm trying to do, that just so happens to be a 2-2. So I don't know, but that's where I'm at with this. I think it's cool, and there's lots to like here, and there's lots to kind of build around, certainly. So yeah, I think a lot of people could have fun with this, like just like again the janky 2-2 beats. If you can find like again things to give them trample or whatever, that sounds pretty fun. Like there's certainly some stuff in the colors, certainly, as I sort of said, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to do it, but obviously, again, if you guys are like in the polls voting for this, I'll definitely build it. So always let me know if you are interested in any of these commanders, because again, that poll is up, so you can vote and tell me how much you like these things. You can even let me know your thoughts down there in the comments, though that doesn't count to the poll, unfortunately, so probably won't see those messages and add them to the poll. So just make sure if you do want to vote for it, you put it in the poll, so that I can actually see it and not have to chase comments here, there, and everywhere saying, oh, I want the bear, whatever, like, because otherwise I just won't see them, because there's just too much hassle to find a comment that's on a video from 5 years ago or whatever, or anything else. Like, just put it in the bowl. So you can let me know anyway whether you like this video. I hope you did, one way or the other, and hope you'll join me again in the next one.